Peace, y'all. All right, so this is a catch up on the mathematics because I ain't seen y'all since the third. So 10, 4, 8 was all about taking that 4, the number of foundation, putting it into the ketters, the 1, 0 ketters in our cipher, knowledge in our cipher, bringing us to 5, walking in the power of your truth. And when we walked in the power of our truth, we brought that to the year 8 because we love to conceive walking in the power of our truth, Ashe. So we took that and we brought it to 13, which is a karmic debt number, right? So this is a karmic debt number because it's kind of difficult to stand under the things that we know in this realm. Usually you get the equal opposite energy, you get the challenges, that's that Saturn, that Bina energy, right? So we take that, we conquer that. We're going to conquer the 13, right? And it's going to bring us back to 4, the number of foundation. All in all, 10, 4, 8 was the day of foundation, the day of like setting the scene of how you want things to go. How you want things to be, especially as we were coming out of that new moon energy. So getting to the astrological report, we had a 2% waxing crescent moon, the moon of building intangible things like thought process, behaviors, and attitudes. We were in the tropical, our mindset was in Libra, finding balance, harmony, justice, and truth. The constellation was in Virgo, so we were still having events, nurturing events in the realms of organizing and, morality and being of service, helping other people. And then draconic, our spirit experience was in Libra, balancing, and it's happening all in the third eye with the moon. The sunrise at 6:59, setting at 6:36. It's so early. Oh my God. The fortune was also present in Leo in the 12th house. So if you were tapped into that Leo energy, that was going to bring you fortune, but apply it to the 12th house. That's that Pisces energy. So that was a great day for downloads. Venus and Zubin al-Janubi were in minimal angle in conjunction. The PM visibility of the Taurus constellation began. Then we had some Magellanic clouds and the Tucana constellation visible. The spiral galaxy and sculptor was visible. It was a great time. Then we get to 10, 5, 8. If you haven't already noticed, whatever we put up in the cosmos, we get back, which is a little different than when we were in the month of 9. When whatever we put in the cosmos, we would get back a little different. So being in this energy of Libra, we're getting these numbers right back. So we started the day off with a 5, walking in the power of our truth, right? We got to experience that a little bit yesterday too when we put the 4 into the 10, right? So today we're really standing on it. You know what I'm saying? What's the power of your truth? 5 also deals with Hera Kahuti, the enforcer. We're dealing with the solar plexus chakra here. That's Mars energy. 5 can also deal with Libra, ruling over the 5th house. We love it here. So we're going to take that 5. We're going to put it into the ketters, the knowledge in our cipher, right? It brings us to 6, a sense of equality. Focus on our health, wealth, daily routine will do as well here. Being of service to other people do as well here as well. So we're going to take that 6. We're going to put it into the year 8 because everything we do, we want to conceive. This is the year of conception. High highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. So if you're putting overactive or underactive numbers into the 8s, man, that's what you're going to conceive next year in the year 9. Be mindful. So we're going to take that 6, we're going to put it into the 8. That's going to bring us to the number 14, 1 and 4, knowledge and the foundation. Now we got to get some of that knowledge and foundation yesterday, right? So it's kind of like we get an opportunity to find more balance, more tweaking to it, overall bringing us to a day of walking in the power of our truth. So how are you walking in the power of your truth? We were still in the waxing crescent moon, still building on intangible things, our mindset and things like that. Mentally speaking, our third eye was sitting in Scorpius energy, providing empowerment and transformations in that realm. So that was aligning us with the 5 of walking in the power of our truth. As far as the constellations go, we were in Libra, so we were having experiences that were balancing us, third eye experiences that were balancing us, giving us the law, justice, and truth that we needed. And in draconic speaking, we were in Scorpio energy, giving us, the spiritual energy of empowerment, transformations, and all that fun stuff. The moon and Venus were in conjunction that day, bringing our third eye and our heart chakra in alignment. Venus and Zubin al-Janubi were still near each other, and the moon and Zubin al-Janubi were near each other as well. So all that is in the Scorpius constellation. So lots of transformations and empowerment happening to the alignment of your third eye and your heart chakra. The Camelopardalis meteor shower reached activity. They only move about 1 an hour. You gotta stand outside for a little bit to catch them joints. So let's move on to 10, 6, 8. So this is the day of equality, right? Working on our health, wellness, daily routine, all that fun stuff. We're going to put that up into our space of knowledge, and that's going to bring us closer to God. 7, right? 7 deals with the Libra scale. 7 deals with Netzach. That's Venus. That's victory in the Sephiroth. This is the space where you do come more into terms with the law, justice, and truth and how you feel. 7 is also ruled by the Libra scale. So we're going to take that 7. We're going to put it into the year 8. Now that we worked on our equality, we got the knowledge of the equality. We done got the energy of the God. Now we want to conceive it, right? So we're going to put that 7 and 8 together. That's going to bring us to 15, 1 and 5. Knowledge of walking in the power of your truth. And we got, a good taste of that yesterday. So now it's re-amplifying it for you from the realms of a sense of equality. So we got that 1 and 5, got the knowledge, walking in the power of your truth. You got the Aries energy of the 1, the Ogun energy, taking initiative with, you know, what's in your heart chakra, that 5, 5th house. All in all, it's a day of 6, a day of equality, day of health, wellness, daily routine, being of service. Yeah, all that fun stuff. So in this day of 6, we're still in the waxing crescent moon, still building on the intangible things like our mindset and our habits and our emotions, creating transformations in our thought process. We're all in the 3rd house with it, so we're directing this 3rd eye energy to our community. When we're dealing with 3rd house, that's Gemini energy. The kind of community that is like first cousins, siblings, parents, aunts and uncles, all that fun stuff. Then in the constellations, we're in Libra. So in our happenings, it was bringing us to law, justice, and truth. Some things coming out about people in your community as far as mindset and emotional connection goes might have been heavy here. Draconic, having a powerful experience in your spiritual self is key here. The activity of the Draconis began on this day too. They come from the Draconic constellation, of course. Their max activity is on October 8th. The amount varies. The moon and Dashuba were in minimal angle. The moon and Graphius were in conjunction minimal angle as the moon goes through the Scorpius constellations. The globular cluster NGC 362 and Tucana constellation was at the highest point at midnight. And on this day, the fortune, which is the cross between the sun and the moon path, was in the 11th house of Leo. So now we're going to the confidence and the courageousness, the Tippereth of the 11th house, which is the house of Aquarius. Being social, being revolutionary, being detached, learning different detachment skills, all that fun stuff. Then we come into 10, 7, 8. So we're on the day of 7. This is the day of balance, the day of God. We got a taste of this the day before. You see the pattern with the numbers? It's fun here. So we take that day of 7, that Libra scales, you know, the energy of God, and we're going to put it into the Ketters. We're going to put it into the Ketters, the knowledge in our cipher that's going to bring us to 8, the transformations. All right. So we're going to take that energy of transformation and we're going to put it into the year of 8. This is the year of wood dragons. High highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. 8 deals with Scorpius energy, Oya energy, transformation, the storms, watch the currencies. Oya rules over the marketplace, elders and witches. So you see a lot of transformations and power happening with these individuals, secrets coming out, a lot of death occurring, a lot of conception occurring too, because with death comes rebirth. Ashe. 8 also deals with Sebek and the Sephira of Metuneter. This is the celestial technicians, the labeling, the boxes that we put ourselves in. The goal is not to stay in them. Yeah, we have the labels, the boxes, you know, the tribes, the lineages, whatever, but we're seeking transformations in these things, right? That's why I say we are the new beings, so we got to walk like it. We started the day off with a waxing crescent moon, still in that space of building the intangible things in our 3rd eye. We are still in the 3rd house with it, so it's still directed to that community and communication, that Gemini vibe, being more flexible and adaptable to the different changes that you need to happen, and that's what we are going to experience with those double 8s today, because we're still in Scorpio on the sidereal constellation and draconic realm of that thing. So we had a lot of transformation happening in our experiences and in our soul experience. The moon and Anti-Aries were also in conjunction. So now that we done eased up from the Mars and Saturn stars in the Scorpius constellation, and we moved on to the Mars and Jupiter star in the constellation, which is Anti-Aries. Asteroid 39 Letitia reaches opposition at 2 p.m. in the Cetus constellation, and then the fortune was in Cancer, home and family in the 11th house, which is Aquarius, being detached, revolutionizing how you maternal energy, your relationship with the maternal energy, so on and so forth. So on the 8th, 10-8-8, we start the day off with that sense of transformation, building and destroying. We put it into our knowledge, our Ketters, and we give birth to something, right? That 8 and 1 come together and make 9. We put it into the year of 8. This is the year of conception. High highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. On this day, we're still in the waxing crescent moon, still building on intangible things, mindsets. We're in the 3rd house with it, the Gemini house. This is the house of community and communication, light traveling. And the mindset, we are in Sagittarius with it, so we're still traveling. We're getting our wisdom from the Oracle and Sage. We're in our sacral chakra with it. We're experiencing transformations, and our experience is still with Scorpio, but it's for health poor health prevention, because we are in a Ophiuchus constellation, and then Draconic, we're still in Sagittarius energy. So our soul is having the sacral chakra experiences, energy from the Oracle and stages and stuff like that. Mercury is the furthest distance from the Earth on that day, and the Draconics reach the max activity. on 10-9-8, we are on the day of 9. So you see how we got to experience a little bit of the 9 the day before. So on this day, we were in the day of Yesod. This is giving birth. This is the Cancer energy, the number of being born. We're going to put that into the Ketters in our cipher. The knowledge in our cipher is going to bring us back to 10, right? So 9 plus 1 is 10. Still bring us to a day of knowledge. Then we're going to take that knowledge that we get from what we give birth to, and we're going to put it into the year of 8. We're conceiving this knowledge that we've gotten now. And that's going to bring us all in all to the day of 9. That is the day of being born. That's the day of Yesod. That is the day of the divine womb. But now we're in a 34% waxing crescent moon. We're still building on intangible things, our mindset and stuff. We're in the 4th house with it. So now we're directing it to home and family. And our mindset, we in tropical Sagittarius energy. So getting our downloads from the oracles, the sage, and the wisdom, tapping into our sacral chakra, what brings us joy and creative energy. We're also in that energy and our experiences, our energy exchanges of our third eye as the sidereal, the constellation, and the draconic chart, all in Sagittarius on the 9th. Juno and Spica were in conjunction that day. Juno is the energy of Hera, what you need in a bond to stay in it, and Spica is harvest. So maybe speaking into existence different kind of bonds and contracts and the romantic relationships you want in your space was heavy there for harvest. Jupiter was also stationary on that day at 2:24 a.m. and began this retrograde motion. So now you have Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini, so giving us that expansion and abundance in our community and our space of communication. Repeating those degrees is heavy here. Mercury and Spica were also in conjunction, so now you got a triangle happening with Mercury, our throat chakra, Spica, the star of harvest, and Juno energy, which is Hera, what we need in those bonds and contracts, so you can create and harvest and manifest very well in that space. The max declination of the moon was happening during that lunar cycle, so that waxing crescent was pretty big. The north pole of the moon was tipped into view as well. The moon in cause Borealis was in conjunction. That is the star at the back of the head of the archer, definitely giving people the downloads they need and the connections to my invokers and manifestors. The fortune was in Cancer in the 10th house, coming to home and family, and saying if you tapped into the Cancer energy, you would be, in that 10th house of success. Now, last but not least, 10-10-8. So that yesterday was a day of knowledge in our cipher, which we got a nice taste of it the day before, having, a couple moments of knowledge in our space with the 9 and the 10 and bringing us back to 10, right? So knowledge in our cipher is heavy here. We're going to utilize the knowledge that we gained yesterday, especially from all that harvest energy and Spica and Mercury, because Mercury also deals not just with uploads and harvesting and manifesting, but also downloads and receiving the information as well, what you learning and what you listening to. Ashe, that's why, Virgo energy, Mercurian energy is dealt with a sense of equality, whether you're dealing with the Virgo side or the Gemini side. Anyway, so we're in a space of knowledge. We're going to take that knowledge, we're going to put it with the other one of knowledge, and that's going to bring us to wisdom. Because when you start applicating your knowledge, you start having experiences with your knowledge, you know what to do, what not to do, what happens afterwards, it gives us a sense of discernment. So we're going to take that wisdom, we're going to put it to the year of 8, because of course we want to conceive with our wisdom, right? And that brings us to more knowledge in our cipher. So overall, yesterday was a day of knowledge, having those aha moments, researching things, learning about things, having different experiences that brought you to a sense of awareness was key there. We started the day off with a 44% waxing crescent moon, still in that moon of building on intangible things. We're in home and family with it now that the moon is in the 4th house, right? Maternal energy is key here. We're tropically speaking, we in Capricorn, so we're building on our root chakra in our mind. This is the different challenges that we receive in our life that give us the discipline, the order, and the boundaries that we need to keep moving forward. We're in Sagittarius energy in the sidereal and the constellation, so we're still having the energy from those energy exchanges from the oracles and the sage and coming through our sacral chakra. And remember, the sacral chakra also rules over your nervous system. That's how you get the hot and the cold and the pleasure and the displeasure and all that. That's all nervous system shit too. Draconic, we are in Capricorn, so even our soul is having the root chakra experiences with our mindset. The west side of the moon crater Grimaldi was tipped into view. Last quarter moon was at 2:56 p.m., which was best visible right after sunset. The Delta Aura gives meteor shower. Max activity is 2 an hour, and that's on the 12th, but they began yesterday. Draconis reached the end of their activity yesterday. The Eastern Taurus from the Taurus constellation reached their max activity yesterday at 5 an hour. So yesterday was a really good day to go outside and ground yourself and feel the meteor showers. The moon and Albalda were in conjunction at 9:28 a.m. The moon was 7 degrees south. The evening visibility of Jupiter began, and we know Jupiter is moving in retrograde. Oregon meteor shower begins from October 10th to the 18th. And that's from the Auriga constellation. And then our fortune was in Gemini in the 10th house. So being tapped into what Jupiter is doing and paying attention to Jupiter rising and setting and being a retrograde in our community, in our space of communication, and being adaptable and flexible without being unfocused, that's key here for your fortune. And so that is the catch up from 10-4 to 10-8, we did it, y'all. We did the mathematics. We did the astrological, astronomical part. I'm going to do my best not to take this long again. But that's what I got for y'all. Peace, peace.